This is Jesus Manuel Menegarza for RVing Travel Adventures. Hope you're doing super fantastic wherever you are at. In this edition, I'm going to be talking about three things. One, my last camping adventure, and number two, how it relates to my previous camping adventure, and three, the status of my travel trailer at this time. As many of you know that are subscribers and or just follow this channel in general, I bought my travel trailer, my Rockwood Mini Lite 2205S 22 edition back in December, mid-December. So I picked it up in Indiana and I camped 5 different times on the way home. And I had a great time taking my new travel trailer back to Texas. Since then, I went to New Braunfels to do some camping for a week, and then I took it to recently, just last week, to Possum Kingdom. That's a strange name for a state park, but I went to Possum Kingdom State Park to make sure all the electronics were working. My previous adventure, which was to New Braunfels, I went camping along the Guadalupe River, which is super packed during the summer. As you very well know, in Texas, it gets super hot during the summer, especially July and August. So, so I went in late March to go camping. And I had a great time. I really enjoyed it because my wife was with me. We share a lot of things in common. Even though we don't share everything in common, we get along quite well. This last adventure, I went solo, which was to a certain degree a mistake because I do miss hanging out with my wife. Somebody to talk to, somebody to discuss ideas with, somebody just to snuggle up next to. I miss that tremendously on this last trip to Possum Kingdom State Park. So that Possum Kingdom is about 100 miles due west of Fort Worth. Not very far, so it was a simple trip. I just wanted to test the electronics and make sure everything was working, because in my previous adventure, again, to New Braunfels, things went haywire. In retrospect, this is a hard revelation for me to make. It was primarily my fault, okay? My fault, my doing. So once I figured out what mistakes I was making and contacted the folks at AoLithium, contacted the folks at Rockwood, contacted the folks at IRV Technologies, contacted the folks at WFCO Converters, those converter chargers. I figured things out and fixed them. Fixed what I did wrong. Okay, so now after this trip to Possum Kingdom, everything is, one of my favorite words, copacetic. Everything's working very nicely. I'm very happy, even though I have a rather modest little 80 amp hour Mighty Bruin sealed lead acid battery. I'm pretty happy that everything worked. All the electronics worked: the microwave, the TV, the radio, the converter charger. Everything, refrigerator, everything worked. Awning, the lights, everything worked according to specifications, okay? So I'm going to be embarking very soon. My next, thing I'm going to be doing to my RV is upgrading the converter charger. The folks at WFCO contacted me, and they said, Jesus, would you like to install an upgraded charger controller? Your current one will charge your lithium batteries to about 80%. The new one automatically detects if it's lead acid, whatever kind of battery it is, lithium, and charge it to 100%. It'll create a profile that is, more effective for your batteries. That's a great one. That's a great thing to have, don't you think? So, but the only problem I have is, again, as you very well know, I've been having issues technically. I'm not a RV tech, an RV geek. I'm not a nerd when it comes to RVs. I have friends on YouTube who are super nerdy, super brilliant. I wish you were here to help me. And they're going to, but they aren't. But I'm lucky to have one neighbor. I'm very, very lucky. I have a neighbor in Addison, Texas, which is about 40, 50 miles from me, Shannon Hicks, and he contacted me and said, Jesus, I'll come and help you out. And I looked at his, his Facebook page, and he has an airplane. Wow, he has an airplane. Obviously, he's technically proficient. Anybody who operates an airplane must be technically proficient. A bit smarter than me, okay? So thank you very much, Shannon, for coming down and helping me out. And anybody else who wants to help me out or participate in this converter charger upgrade, I would appreciate your assistance. Again, I'm in Fort Worth, Texas, south of Fort Worth, South Fort Worth, Texas, pretty close to Crowley, where I have my my RV, parked, stored. So the next thing I have to do is contact the storage facility and see if I can actually do anything there. If they allow me to actually go inside. I guess if you're inside, they can't see what you're doing. But if they see a couple cars, they're going to go, what are you up to? We'll soon find out. But they're never there at the storage facility. They do it remotely and, stuff like that. It's a good investment. So I just wanted to report back and tell you essentially that all my electronics seem to be working well at this time. I tend to be a little bit redundant. I talk about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and I apologize about that because when you're going on a camping trip, I see a lot of videos. Some guys going on a camping trip, they're hooking up, they're making their breakfast, and they go for a hike. And they go to another camping trip, they hook up, make breakfast, go for a hike. It's a redundant experience camping, but there's different aspects to that endeavor and different aspects to my upgrades and machinations for my travel trailer. So I'm very excited. I'm going to be doing that charger converter upgrade thanks to the folks at WFCO. They're sending me one to review and to install. And they also noted to me, says, Jesus, if you have any issues, just call us. Well, I'll have a service tech help you, install this converter charger. And I said, thank you very much. I'll also have my friend from Addison, my Facebook friend from Addison, help me out also. So hopefully it'll be a successful install. Give me a big thumbs up if it works out. Hopefully. Again, with all the help I'm getting, I shouldn't screw up, okay? The next install after that is to put I'm going to be putting a battery box. So there's a small battery box and there's a larger metal battery box they sell at Harbor Freight. It's a ton box, that storage box they call it. I'm going to be installing the smaller version and replacing the battery box that I have currently for the Mighty Bruin battery. I'm going to put it up front, and I'm trying to make it as aesthetically interesting, aesthetically effective, and practical as possible. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. And of course, I'm going to have to drill a hole in the side and put a grommet so the battery cables can go through. And I'm going to install my 2 AoLithium batteries in there. And they're going to be in parallel. And again, wish me luck. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions regarding that install, just send them my way. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you want to help, feel free to contact me. Again, I'm in South Fort Worth. Just go about a half a mile that way, and then it starts Crowley, and North Crowley High School's over there, and I'm very close to Crowley. Then of course there's Burleson, and that's where they America's Got Talent. I think that's what do you call it? That talk show. That's where one of the first winner came from. American Idol. That's what it's called. American Idol. The first winners from Burleson down the road here, and she has her own talk show right now. But I digress. Hope you're doing fantastic. Thanks for watching my video. This has been Jesus Manuel Menegares giving you a bit of a report and just a clarification of my activities regarding my modest 2022 Rockwood Mini Lite 2205S travel trailer. Very similar to the Flagstaff 22 FBS travel trailer. I really like my travel trailer. I think I'm going to keep it for at least a year. That's the consensus between my wife and I. We're going to keep it for a year and see how it works out. If we really like camping in a travel trailer. The main negative about a travel trailer, this is my honest opinion at this time, this is my opinion, is that it's you're dragging something along all the time. You know, this travel trailer. I understand the value now of a motorhome is, you know, B, C, or, you know, an A. Those are all fantastic. You steer them, you go somewhere, and you park it. And, you know, it's an adventure, and it's a self-contained adventure. We're dragging along, essentially, a travel trailer. But it's an affordable option for us. It only cost me $25,000. And, you know, each according to their budget. I would have preferred a very nice Winnebago View 24D, but those go for $150. You know, each according to their budget. I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube. One of the things that's going on right now is that trucks are very expensive right now. People will try, you know, if you went into the lot and you wanted that truck, and they'll say, yeah, that's $80,000, but we're charging you a diesel premium of $22,000 for that. I just saw that today on YouTube. I go, my God, people are getting gouged. My truck is modest. It's a Chevy Colorado, 2016 Chevy Colorado V6. And it's supposed to tow 7,000 pounds, but it does it barely. It barely tows my travel trailer. Barely. It can, going flat, it's not a problem, you know, but sometimes you go, I wish I had a bigger truck. You go, because you're going down the road and it goes, or it goes, and you go, that's not a pleasant experience. That's no fun. But do I want to spend $100,000 on a very nice truck right now? Or would I rather save that for our new home in 2025? My wife and I, 2024, 2025, my wife and I are moving back to Northern California. Or would you rather invest that $100,000 we have in the bank, and you know, that's part of the new home? Because, you know, if we buy a $500,000 house, it's nice. If we buy a $600,000 house, it's even nicer. An extra $100,000 adds up. You know, if we want to buy an $800,000 house, that extra $100,000 adds up. And we're going to be buying a house probably in Chico. That's about 80% chance of that. Maybe Arcata. There's not much inventory in Arcata. It's a puny little town. I love personally Redding, but my wife not so much, because it doesn't have another college town. You know, Chico State University is in Chico. Humboldt State University is in Arcata, but Redding, I think they have a community college. I have to get along with my wife. Do you have to get along with your partner, your wife? I do. Hope you're doing fantastic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This channel is growing. As of this week, we should be at 2,000 subscribers. Again, thank you very, very much. Muchos gracias. And if you have the time, and only if you have the time. I know you're super busy, you got better things to do, but please, if you have the time, please leave your kind and super friendly comments below, abajo. Gracias, muchas gracias. From Fort Worth, Texas, this has been Jesus Manuel Mena Garza. Hope you're doing super fantastic. Gracias. Adios. Bye-bye.